Vera and the Magic Please. Vera was a soft, black and white border collie puppy. She lived on a big, green farm. Vera loved to run and play, but sometimes she was very impatient. When she wanted something, she would bark loudly, "Woof! Give it to me now." But her friends didn't like that very much. Vera sat in the grass and wondered why no one wanted to play. Vera saw Pip the piglet playing with a bright red ball. Vera wanted to play too. She ran over and barked as loud as she could. "Give me that ball!" Pip was startled. He got scared and tucked the ball under his pink tummy. Vera felt sad. She looked at her paws and thought, maybe it's enough to say, "Please?" Vera tried again. This time, her voice was very quiet and sweet. "Pip, could I play with the ball too, please?" Suddenly, Pip's little tail wiggled. He used his snout to push the red ball right to Vera's paws. It was like magic. Vera realized that one little word could change everything. Vera trotted over to the chicken coop. There, she found Clara the hen pecking at some yummy sunflower seeds. Vera was a little hungry and wanted a snack. She started tapping her paws and nudging Clara with her nose to make her move. But Clara just flapped her brown wings and stayed right where she was. She did not want to share. Vera remembered the magic word. She sat down very politely in front of the hen. "Clara, may I have a seed too, please?" Clara stopped being cross right away. She tilted her head and used her beak to push the biggest sunflower seed toward Vera. Vera ate it up, and her tail wagged with happiness. Later, Vera went to the big gate. Daisy the cow was standing right in the middle of the way. Vera wanted to go to the shade under the giant oak tree, but Daisy wouldn't move. Vera barked at her, but the big cow just chewed her grass and looked the other way. Vera knew what she had to do. "Daisy, would you let me walk past you, please?" The cow gave a soft moo and immediately stepped to the side. Vera walked through the gate, her soft fur brushing against Daisy's side. The magic word worked on everyone. Being kind was much easier than barking. Vera lay down in the cool shade of the oak tree. She thought about her discovery. She understood that when she was kind and said please, her friends felt important and happy to help. It was the most beautiful magic on the whole farm. Vera closed her eyes and promised to always use her magic word. In the evening, Vera saw Pip the piglet again. The sky was turning beautiful colors. Vera wanted Pip to stay and watch the sunset with her. "Stay with me, please," she said softly. Pip sat down right next to her on the hill. They watched the sky turn pink and orange together, feeling very lucky to be friends. Vera went to sleep in her warm bed full of soft hay. She was proud of her new secret. But just as she started to dream, she heard a strange squeak, squeak coming from the old barn. What could that be? Vera knew that tomorrow would bring a brand new adventure on the farm. Vera and the Lost Egg. One sunny morning, Vera, the black and white border collie, runs to the chicken coop to say hello. She wiggles her nose and looks at the ground. She notices something very, very strange. In the middle of the soft golden straw lies one very large white egg. Oh my, Vera thinks. Where did this come from? Strokachka the hen shakes her head in surprise. She looks at her own nest, then back at the big egg. "This is not my egg," she says quietly with a little cluck. Vera tilts her head. She decides to help her friend find out who this lost egg belongs to. Vera and the hen go first to see Zenik the pig. Zenik is playing happily in a big, squelchy puddle of mud. Splash, splash. "Is this your egg, Zenik?" Vera asks with a friendly bark. The egg is much too big for a chicken, but is it for a pig? Zenik laughs a jolly laugh and shakes his floppy ears. "Crumb, crumb, pigs don't lay eggs, Vera," he replies. He wiggles his curly tail. Zinnik likes adventures, so he decides to hop out of the mud and help his friends in their search. Suddenly, the path splits in 2 directions. Oh no, which way should the friends go now? Vera puts her nose to the grass and sniffs. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Do you see where the soft white feathers are lying on the green grass? Point to them for Vera. The feathers lead the friends to the edge of a small, sparkling blue pond. There, they meet Kwachka the duck and her family. Kwachka is counting her little ducklings very carefully. 1, 2, 3, oh dear, she sighs. She looks very worried. Kwachka sees what Vera has found. Quack! Oh my, that's my egg, she shouts happily. It fell out of the cozy nest when a strong wind blew yesterday. Vera is very careful. She gently nudges the egg with her wet nose, rolling it back to the happy mother. Suddenly, a tiny sound comes from the egg. Crunch, crunch! The eggshell begins to crack quietly. Someone is very busy inside. Someone wants to come out and play. Help Vera and the mother duck. Clap your hands 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Peep, peep, peep. A small yellow duckling hatches from the egg. He shakes his tiny wings and looks up at Vera. The family is all together again, and everyone is very happy. Vera wags her tail fast because she loves helping her farm friends. The sun begins to set, and peace returns to the farm. Together with friends, every big problem becomes very small. Vera is tired after her big discovery. She finds a soft spot to rest her head. Good night, brave Vera. Vera learns to wait her turn. Meet Vera. Vera is a black and white border collie with fluffy fur and a lot of energy. She lives on a beautiful, sunny farm where every day is a big adventure. Vera loves her friends very much, but there is one thing that is hard for her. Vera does not like to wait. She wants to be first in everything she does. The sun is very warm today, so it is time for a cool drink of water. Theron the sheep is walking slowly toward the big blue water bowl. Vera comes running fast. Me first. Me first, she barks happily, trying to squeeze in. Theron stops and says gently, "Just a little longer, Vera. Just one more moment, then it will be your turn." Vera wiggles her paws, but finally, she sits down next to the bowl. She watches as Theron takes small, slow sips. Lap, lap, lap. When Theron is finished, he steps back and makes room for his friend. Now the water tastes even better to Vera because she knows she was being kind to Theron. After her drink, it is time to play. Lyra the kitten finds a bright yellow ball in the grass. Vera loves to chase balls. She wants to pounce on it before Lyra can even bat it with her tiny paw. Vera, Lyra squeaks, covering the ball. Just a little longer, just one more moment. I will bat it, and then you can chase it. Suddenly, Barnaby the rabbit hops into the yard. Barnaby is carrying a small basket filled with crunchy orange carrots. Vera can smell how sweet they are. Yum! I want the biggest carrot, Vera cries. She tries to stick her nose right into the basket before Barnaby can even put it down on the grass. Barnaby hops a little further away and sets the basket on some soft hay. Be patient, Vera, the rabbit asks, twitching his long ears. Just a little longer, just one more moment. First, I will give a carrot to Theron, and then I will give one to you. Vera sighs a little sigh, decides to wait her turn. Vera walks away for a bit and lies down under a big old oak tree. She watches her friends eating and playing together. She notices something very important. When she was pushing to be first, Theron and Barnaby looked a little sad. But now that Vera is waiting, everyone is smiling. Waiting isn't so bad after all. Theron and Barnaby finish their snack and call out to Vera. It is your turn now, Vera. Come and play, they shout together. Vera jumps up on all four paws. She feels her tail wagging very, very fast. Playing is much more fun when everyone knows that their turn will come. For the rest of the afternoon, Vera is very brave. When they walk toward the gate, she stays back and lets Lyra the kitten go through first. Vera smiles as she remembers her new secret. Just a little longer, just one more moment, she whispers to herself. Patience is a superpower. The sun begins to set, painting the sky in pretty pinks and oranges. Vera is tired but very happy. Suddenly, from behind the big red barn, a new loud sound rings out. Moo! Vera pricks up her ears and tilts her head. Who could that be? It sounds like the start of a brand new adventure. Vera and the scared little rooster. The golden sun peeks over the green hills. It is morning on the farm. Vera, the black and white border collie, opens one eye, then the other. She listens closely, but the air is very, very quiet. Where is the morning song? Picus the rooster has not crowed yet. Vera trots outside to the wooden fence. There, hiding in the long grass, she finds Picus. The little rooster looks very sad, and his feathers are drooping. I lost my voice. Picus whispers with a tiny crackle. I am so scared the farm won't wake up without me. Vera leans down and gives Picus a soft, warm lick on his wing. Don't be afraid, Picus, she says with a happy wag of her tail. I am here to help you. Let's go find a cure for your voice. Picus feels a little bit braver already. They walk down to the sparkling blue pond. Quachka the duck is splashing happily in the water. Try drinking some of this cold water. Quachka quacks, pushing a little wave toward the shore. Picus takes a tiny sip, but he shivers. Brr, it is much too cold for me. Next, they visit Leon the sheep. Leon is very fluffy and white. Here, little Picus, Leon says softly. Hold this bundle of soft, warm hay. It will help your throat feel better. Picus snuggles into the hay, but when he tries to speak, his voice is still just a tiny squeak. Vera and Picus walk to the big old oak tree. The leaves rustle in the breeze. Vera looks around the roots and the thick trunk. Can you help Vera find her friend? Look closely. Can you see where Pushek, the tiny yellow chick, is hiding? Pushek hops out from his hiding spot. You can do it, Picus, the tiny chick peeps. Vera smiles at the rooster. Don't try to make a big noise yet, Vera suggests. Just try a teeny-weeny cock-a-doodle-doo for us. Picus stands up very tall. He puffs out his colorful chest feathers and stretches his neck as high as it can go. He opens his beak wide and lets out a big, happy, loud cock-a-doodle-doo. It is the best morning song the farm has ever heard. The cows moo, the pigs oink, and all the animals wake up with a happy cheer. They are so glad Picus has his voice back. Vera sits tall and proud next to her friend. She knew Picus could do it all along. The sun is high in the sky, and the farm is busy and bright. Friends make every step easier, especially when you feel a little bit scared. The day is done, and everyone is happy. Good night, brave Vera. Good night, Picus. Vera saves the day from the big noise. The sun was shining beautifully over the green farm. Little Pushek the chick was jumping happily among the colorful flowers. Hello, Pushek, barked Vera, the black and white border collie. She watched him with a big, happy smile. It was going to be a wonderful day on the farm. Suddenly, a scary sound broke the silence. Brum! WRRR! A big red tractor drove into the yard. It was very, very loud. Clara the hen felt her feathers shake with fear and hid behind the wooden fence. Nearby, Zenik the pig squeezed his eyes shut and covered his ears with his pink trotters. Quachka the duck splashed out of the pond in a hurry, and Baby the lamb started to tremble. Vera saw that her friends were very frightened by the big noise. "Don't be afraid," Vera barked kindly, wagging her tail. "I know a place where it is quiet and safe. Follow me." Vera started leading the group toward the old orchard. Beeb the lamb walked at the very end of the line, still looking back at the loud tractor. Vera walked back to him and gently nudged his fluffy side with her nose to give him courage. "It is not far now, Bebe," she seemed to say. But oh no, a giant heavy log was lying right across the path. It was so big that little Pushek could not hop over it. The animals stopped and looked very sad. "Can you see the red apple hidden behind the tree? How will the friends get to their quiet place now?" Vera was a very smart dog and knew every corner of the farm. She quickly found a secret opening through the thick berry bushes. "This way, Clara," Vera called, pointing with her nose. Clara bravely tucked in her wings and led the others through the soft leaves. Finally, they reached the orchard. Here, the old apple trees grew tall, and the grass was as soft as a green rug. The loud brum of the tractor was far away and very quiet. Zenek the pig lay down on his tummy, and Kwachka the duck stretched her wings out wide in the cool shade. Vera sat down in front of her friends. "Now, I will teach you how to be as calm as a quiet cloud," she said. "We breathe in through our noses, and then we slowly let it out. Can you try it with Vera and Bebe? Take a deep breath in and a long breath out." The animals were now very calm and happy. As the sun began to hide behind the hills, the big red tractor finally drove away. The noise became quieter and quieter until it was gone. Kwachka the duck watched it leave, feeling very brave. It had been a day of big sounds and even bigger courage. Vera walked back to her cozy wooden kennel filled with golden straw. She curled up in a circle, rested her head on her paws, and fell fast asleep. She was proud to have helped her friends. Good night, brave Vera. Vera and the Vanishing Shadow. The sun peeked lazily into the kennel, and Vera wagged her tail with a happy thump-thump. Suddenly, a big fluffy cloud floated across the sky. Vera looked down at the grass and was very surprised. Her dark friend Shadow was gone. "Where did my friend Shadow go?" the smart little dog wondered. Vera decided to see if the other animals had lost theirs too. She ran quickly toward the big red barn. Maybe Shadow was hiding in there? Clara the hen was sitting by the fence, fixing her feathers. "Clara, have you seen my shadow?" Vera asked politely. The hen looked down at her feet and gave a quiet cluck. Her shadow was missing too, leaving only an empty space. Just then, Zenek the pig trotted over. He was very clever and always knew what to do. "Zenek, help us find our shadows," Vera barked. Zenek wiggled his curly tail and pointed toward a tall tree. "Maybe they are hiding in the leaves," he grunted. Vera and her friends began to search the whole garden. Look closely at the picture. Can you see where little Pushek the chick is hiding? Point your finger at him. Pushek must know something about the vanishing shadows. Vera kept walking, but suddenly, all the shapes on the ground turned a soft gray. Even the fence and the bird feeder didn't have their dark shadows anymore. How can the whole farm lose its shadows? Vera wondered. Do shadows know how to fly? Suddenly, a puff of wind blew the gray cloud away. The golden sun began to shine brightly over the farm once more. Vera looked down at her paws and gave a happy bark. Her dark, faithful shadow was back and jumping right along with her. I understand now. Vera called out to her friends. Shadow didn't run away. He was just waiting for the light. When the sun rests behind a cloud, the shadows go for a nap too. Now everyone on the farm had their dark companion back. Vera felt very proud of herself for solving the mystery. She helped her friends understand that they don't need to be afraid of changes, because even when the sun disappears, it always comes back. Everything is easier when you are with friends. The day on the farm was ending, and the sun was slowly going to sleep. Vera curled up into a ball in her warm, soft kennel. She knew that tomorrow would be another wonderful adventure. Good night, Vera. Good night, little explorer.